Now I know, you usually expect me to do something crazy, like pull out a laser gun and start shooting at bad guys. But today, I want to talk about something seriously for a change. So what is a teen baby? Well, it's pretty obvious. It's really just a label. It's like if you call yourself an adult baby. That's an adult that likes to wear diapers or feel like a child. But it's just a label. And a teen baby is just that. It's a label. It's a label that we'll put on ourselves to say, okay, well, I'm a teenager that likes to feel like a child or that likes to wear diapers. Well, that's basically what it means. The purpose of this video is, of course, I've been asked a lot of times by people for advice, for help, because if you think it's hard being an adult that likes diapers, just think about being a young adult or, a teenager that likes to wear diapers. That's scary. It's hard. It is not easy. I was a teen baby. I was young. I started wearing diapers since I was 3 to 5 years old, somewhere around there. It starts young, trust me. It doesn't have to, but it usually does. Now here's the problem. And this is where I have to come up with the little security thing here, by the way. You're not going to like what I have to say. You're not. And that's because, well, I have to take the high road. I'm an adult. I have to be careful about what I say. I have to be careful about the advice that I give. I always try to take the high road. If you noticed in the videos that I do, you don't really see a lot of really super inappropriate stuff. So, how do I answer this? How do I help without making everybody pissed off? Well, that's probably impossible. But I'm going to try anyways. So first of all, let's get one big legal issue out of the way. If you're a teenager, and you like diapers, or feeling little, or whatever, most likely, your parents are not going to approve of this. And the thing is, I know it sucks, but if you're living under their roof, and you're under 18, or whatever the age is in your country, you need to respect your parents. Period. You have to. It's the law. It's the right thing to do. It might hurt you, it might be hard on you, I'm going to guarantee it'll be hard on you, but if your parents freak out at some point, or yell at you, or there are certain levels that they shouldn't go to, yes. But generally speaking, your parent is within their right to say that they don't want you to do certain things when you're living in their home. So, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to like me telling you this, but you're going to have to honor your parents. And if it's really a bad situation where you can't do what you want to do, you need to try to move out as soon as you're of age so that you can be somewhere where you can do the things that you want to do. But while you are underage, while you are legally under their protection, your adults have their rights to basically say you can't do these things, like wearing diapers. They have the right. I'm sorry, but it's true. And I'm not going to say that they don't have that right, because they do. Now, I want to talk about one of the things that happens all the time. Anyone who is still living at home, and a lot of younger people, post this same forum message, the thread, right? And the title will be this: My mom cleaned my room and my stuff's gone. And I swear to God, happens all the time. It's ridiculous. And yes, if you are a teen baby, this is probably one of your biggest issues you're going to have. You can't tell anyone, you can't tell your parents, you can't tell anybody, because who can you trust? You should be able to trust your parents, but who says they're going to approve of what you're doing? And if they don't, like I said, then you're kind of stuck, because you have to honor what they want. You can't just do it behind their backs. I'm not going to say you're not going to, because, let's face it, kids do things behind their parents' backs all the time. But that doesn't mean that you should, or that you have the right to do it, so to say. So the point is, back to the thread topic. My mom cleaned my room and found my stuff. So, picture this. This is going to happen to you if you're a teenager living at home with your parents. They're going to go through your room and it's a mess or something. Or you left something out. They're going to find it. It could be a Goodnight's diaper. It could be a Depends diaper. It could be, pacifier. It could be a plush that they don't want you to have. And then you come back in your room, of course, and you're like, everything looks clean. Then you're like, oh, where's my... And then, of course, the adrenaline rush, right? Because you're like, oh my god, they know. They probably don't know. I want to really analyze this for a minute, because this is something that's going to happen to you. They don't know. They might, but odds are, especially depending on what they find, they might think that you're suffering incontinence. They might think that you're just like, maybe just like a teddy bear or something. I don't know. Maybe they think it was somebody else's and you found it or something. Who knows? But the bottom line is, they probably don't know the reality that you like it, that you are into it, that you want to wear it or use these things the way a child would. They're not going to get that. But what they are going to get is scared. Your mother or your father or whoever, your guardian, is going to go in there, find something that really confuses them, and they might get, their first reaction is confusion, of course, and then after that, if they realize that maybe you're wearing the diaper, or maybe you're actually using a pacifier, they're going to be afraid. And here's the problem. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. But seriously, it does lead to a whole mess of emotions. And, of course, you're going to be like, oh no, what's going to happen? Because you're afraid that that confrontation is going to show up. And it may or may not. They might be so afraid, or whatever, that they don't want to deal with it. And that's not really the healthiest situation, but it could go a lot worse than that. It could come down to the fact that they do want to talk about it, and that they're going to confront you, and they are going to get angry and mad, just like I said, fear, anger, hate, and all that stuff. You know, the path to the dark side. And that comes out, and you're there, and you're just like, what do I do? My life is ruined. Well, your life isn't ruined. It feels like it is, because this is affecting you right here and right now, and it is serious. I'm not going to belittle it. It's crazy. It's an awful thing to have this happen to you, but it's not the end of the world. Life will get better. And like I said, if it comes down to having to explain it, you may have to. I mean, people do say that you can lie and say that you are suffering incontinence. Well, I don't recommend doing that. I just don't. I don't think lying is ever really the answer. It's just not. Telling the truth is not easy. And I would say that hopefully you can avoid ever coming into this scenario and this situation. But if it does come up, I hope that you take the high road and that you try to do your best to work your way through it. It's not going to be easy. So anyways, I hope that helped you out. That's one of the biggest problems you're going to have, because one day they are probably going to find your stuff. And it's going to be scary. And unfortunately, you have another problem because you're feeling very alone and you want to tell people. And here's the other thing. You can't just trust anybody. You can't trust your friend, your childhood friend, your school friend. You think you can, but I'm going to tell you right now, you really shouldn't. It's a big risk, but sometimes you just can't help. Sometimes you can't hold it in any longer. You're just going to burst, and I understand that. And the other problem is, you think, well, you can just tell people online. It's anonymous. You can get away with that. But I'm going to tell you right now, the online world is very dangerous. There are people out there that will want to hurt you, that will want to take advantage of you. It doesn't matter, boy or girl, it doesn't matter who you are. You need to be safe, okay? You cannot trust anyone. I don't even want you contacting me, okay, and thinking you can trust me. Because, you know, yeah, maybe you can trust me, but the bottom line is you can't. You can't trust anyone at all. You can't. And you're underage. If you're underage, you have to respect your parents. You have to do what they say, and it sucks, okay? I'm not going to say, you got to do what your parents say, and it's good, and blah, blah, and diapers are bad, and, you know, whatever they say is true. You know, because it's, you know, who says who's right and who's wrong? It's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's about the fact that you are under their roof, and you need to do what your parents tell you. Which, yes, it sucks. I'm sorry. Your parent may insist on going to see a counselor, a guidance counselor, or, you know, a shrink, so to say. And I gotta tell you, a lot of these people really don't understand diapers and adult babies. I'm telling you right now, a lot of them don't. A really good one could help you, yes. There are good people out there that could listen and help you through what you're going through. But more likely than not, most therapists don't understand adult babies. And you're really not going to get the advice that I think you really need from them. Because in the end, there's nothing wrong with you. Your parents may think that there is, and, you know, well, maybe there is something wrong with you. You know, you could be depressed, you could have issues, but liking diapers doesn't have to mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just people don't understand. Parents don't understand, so therefore, well, it has to be something wrong with you because they don't understand it. Well, that's not true. That's not the right way to think, but people don't understand things, and that's life. And it sucks. But in my strong opinion, and I know a lot of people are going to argue with me. You're going to argue with me on this one. I know it. I see you. But, liking diapers, it's not a choice. It's based on, yes, probably who you are growing up and what you become, but it's not really a choice. Because once you like them, it's not going to just magically go away. It's not like that. It's a part of you. And it's hard. It's very hard. But once it's a part of you, that's it. And that's why I would say that, although wearing diapers is a choice, liking them, it's not. And I don't want you to ever worry about the fact that just because you like diapers right now and like feeling little and pacifiers or whatever that is that you like, don't worry about it if later in your life you don't like it anymore or you don't feel the need to do it. That's completely normal. That's natural. You just need to be yourself. I just want you to be you. And as long as it doesn't hurt you or anyone else around you, who's going to argue against that? And if they are, who do you think's the one that's right? The person that argues or the person that says, hey, to each his own? Because honestly, later in life, you may decide that this is not what you need anymore. Maybe you decide that you don't really want to wear diapers anymore. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's normal. Sometimes your interests change and your needs change over time. This is what it's like to be a human being. Don't think you're weird, don't think you're strange. Just be you. The purpose of this video is that Teen Babels. Teen Babel. Now, I know what you're thinking, that this is very dangerous ground. And these cats walking around are really distracting me. Anyways, what's a teen baby? That's kind of weird, right? Well, and there goes the cat again. She's down there sneezing. I don't need this on the video. Okay. Or you can't do what you want to do. You need to try to move out as soon as you're of age so that you can be somewhere where you can do the things that you want to do. But while you are underage, while you are legally under their protection, your adults have their rights.